Good day, good dog, and morris, y'all. Welcome to the second installment of the How Hard Can It Be series. In the second episode, we're going to take a look at building your PC into a desk that you also build yourself. I know all of you 7 viewers are already wondering, why on earth would you do something like this? What is required to get the job done? And what did you get out of it all? I'll try to answer these questions too. Let's start with the first cause of bewilderment. Why on earth would I do something like this? The answer to this is more straightforward than you might think. I saw something on the internet and decided to give it a try. Shout out to DIY Perks and his video called Building an Invisible PC. Also, my fiance hadn't been too happy about how my gaming setup was looking and sounding, so being able to deliver something slightly more aesthetically pleasing and silent was a huge plus. Continuing to the second point on the list, what is required to get the job done? The first and most important thing, for me at least, was to make the desk as thin as possible. This meant taking a closer look at all the components of my rig to make sure they fit within the roughly 7 centimeters or 2.75 inches thickness I settled for. The only proper problem component was my PSU that was too high at 8.6 centimeters or 3.38 inches, which meant it had to go and be replaced with a 850 watt SFX PSU from Cooler Master standing at just 6.35 centimeters or 2.5 inches. Also, as you might already have guessed, to keep everything cool within the desk I needed to water cool the whole shebang. This meant going shopping in EK's web shop and ordering everything I needed for my custom loop. I won't bore you with all the details, but to ensure my Ryzen 9 5900X CPU and NVIDIA RTX 3090 GPU are kept nice and cool, I went for a 3x360 rad setup. You'll see the whole build in just a moment. After ordering the water cooling stuff, the bulk of the work was obviously screwing the desks together and cutting the required holes for the rads and everything else. The last part before giving the desk its legs to stand on, I decided to wide oil it to make it match with our parquet floor. Here's the final product before transporting it to its new home and before any of the components found their way inside. And then finally, I got the best part, which was assembling the custom loop within the desk. You can see the end result in this picture, and as you can see, it's not really cable managed at all. Nor have I gone with hard tubes. So no need to comment on this, you hardcore water coolers / PC builders. Anyways, this phase of the build was definitely the most fun one, and surprisingly easy as well. I recognize that water cooling stuff today is a totally different ballgame than, let's say, 15-20 years ago, so again, no need to comment on that. Here's a short video of the loop running while I was stress testing it for any leaks. As a last note, in retrospect, I'd add a drain valve somewhere in the loop to make draining it easier. Now it's basically impossible without a lot of hassle. Oh yeah, a bonus thing that I did with the loop after seeing Optimum Tech recommending it. I bought a temperature sensor to measure the temperature of the water in the loop, and I'm using that as the input for the rad fans. It's way better than using either just the CPU or the GPU temps because those tend to jump around quite a bit. Now, after I've answered the 2 first points you viewers might wonder, let's close the loop, pun intended, with answering the last thing. What did I get out of it? The honest answer is not much. The gaming benchmark performance of my PC was very minor at best, as we can see from the 2 3D Mark before and after benchmarks. The biggest gains came from being able to run the PC much quieter and cooler, which is always a great thing to have. Also, my fiance doesn't think I'm totally useless with HandyMark anymore. So to conclude the video, I feel I need to answer the question I asked at the start. How hard can it be to build your PC into a desk that you also build yourself? I'd say that it's actually pretty easy, and that if I'm able to do it, pretty much anyone can. Should you though? That's a totally different discussion for another time. Hopefully you found this video enjoyable, and that you might be inspired to build something like this yourself at some point. Thanks for watching, have a great day, and morjes!